It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. New day, let's get it. Big chain, let's get it. More fame, let's get it. No shame, let's get it. New day, let's get it. Big chain, let's get it. More fame, let's get it. No shame, let's get it. I got 'em, get checked, no problem. Motivate like Wallow, chick gon' follow. Only chase my dollars, front page my column. Nigga, they watching, just send me in Cabo. We connect, that's tribal, hand on the Bible. Lifestyle, they'll die for. Live a dream, no eye close, put them on game. Run up my stats, I've been a beast since 7-4 flash. Flash on no cap, on the way to old that. Oh, sick, getting money in the bit, throwback, that's us. Can't trust nigga that rap, that's us. Rip, flood, drip, nigga, peep my strut. Turn those shit, got drink in my cup. Thick chick, whipping, shot it, been piped up like, wait. I be on bitch shit, y'all be on fish sticks, dominate glisten. Very expensive, try to get this, gotta spend your pension. One muggy don't stop no show. Turn the lights off, I'm still gon' glow. Thought I might quit, y'all nigga too slow. Southside nigga, we don't rate no hoe. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're gonna be handling some town business regarding Atlanta. Okay, so first thing we're going to get into is allegedly Lil Baby is considering retiring from music. There's a post out there that's coming from, I guess, his label Wolfpack Music Group, because he claimed he changed 4PF because he didn't want it to be regarded as a gang during all of those different RICO investigations. So he changed the name of the label, and the label Instagram put a post up, a story saying Lil Baby retiring from music. This shit crazy. We're going to get to that. We're also going to get to an interview that's largely been overlooked, is Rich Homie Quan's father, Mr. Corey. He's got an interview out with the It's Up There podcast with Loon, not Loon from Bad Boy. But in that interview, it's over an hour. He talks about Rich Homie Quan, you know, managing his son, father-son dynamics in entertainment, talking about all types of things, handling his music after the death of Rich Homie, the whole nine. But of course, within that conversation, they also talked about where things went wrong with Young Thug and that whole Rich Gang situation. So we're going to hone in on that piece specifically because of everything happening right now is pretty much reactionary to Young Thug and his either leaked calls or his interview. And I also believe that this Lil Baby considering for retiring from music is also related to Young Thug's leaked call talking about P, which I never actually really covered on this channel when it happened. But I'm going to pull up that audio in just a few minutes just to revisit it and get into why I believe Lil Baby is threatening to retire from music, allegedly. So here we have this post from My Mixtapes, and they say Lil Baby's label Wolfpack says he's retiring with the surprised face. As you can see, there's an Instagram story with Lil Baby's song Freestyle, which I believe is the song that initially blew him up. And here we go. Baby retiring from music. This crazy, right? Now, for those that may not know, Lil Baby seems to be at odds with QC. Now, QC, that is the label that signed him. He was discovered by Thug. Thug told him to rap. After he started rapping, he then signed with QC because him and P were close. Now, we have, of course, in the last couple of weeks, we have audio of Young Thug questioning P from QC being a snitch, for one, because he was calling everybody a snitch, which I think is part of the reason why Lil Baby is threatening retirement, because now his big homie is at odds with his big homie and calling him a snitch in public. And Lil Baby doesn't want to be aligned with that, right? After that leaked call came out, Lil Baby unfollowed P on social media. So he's really taking this rat thing to heart. So much so that it seems he don't even want to be signed to anybody being conversed about as a rat. He would rather retire from music than to continue making music with somebody who's allegedly a rat. But he's known this the whole time. Young Thug says they've had conversations about this exact subject. But now that it's public, Lil Baby is trying to squirm and make a move. So let me just pull up some of the things that Thug had to say about P from QC. And that's Quality Control Music, by the way. Home of Migos, Once Upon a Time, home of Cardi B, home of the City Girls, and numerous other artists. Lil Baby, other folks from the past too. What was Jose Guapo, some other niggas. Q was affiliated but not signed. So here's a piece of what Young Thug had to say about P from QC and Lil Baby.
He did the same thing P did. Stood up in court. And they don't wham, they was trying to get too rocking with the motherfucking rat. And you be preaching about that shit too, man. You can't do that, man. That's a fact, bro. You dead wrong about that anyway. Nigga a rat, bro. I understand all that. A nigga help put you on. Listen, man. That nigga is a rat. I don't give a fuck what help. That nigga give me $1 million. Man, you a rat. Whatever you talking about. You got somebody to hit the chain gang. Imagine telling them nigga and the nigga still beat the Kato.
And that's my bestie, my best friend.
Now, why would you put this fucking song at the end of that, bro? You trifling as hell. All right? So he said, Lil Baby, you wrong for rocking with this nigga. I don't care if he put you on or what. He's a rat, allegedly. Therefore, you should separate yourself. How you gonna separate himself if he on motherfucking paperwork and a contract? How you gonna do that? Right? And Thug also went in deeper talking about Lil Baby's contract situation with QC. And of course, they sold the label a couple years ago. They cashed out for some big bucks. But Lil Baby had the opportunity to leave before it happened. So again, they say Scooter Braun reached out to Lil Baby to buy him out of his deal, but Baby refused, saying he doesn't do business without QCP. Eventually, QCP met with Braun, as in Scooter, without Lil Baby and sold the whole label, which includes 100% of Lil Baby's masters. All right, so here's what Thug had to say about this, and then we're going to get to the updated piece about this in his interview with Big Bank.
Yeah, you trying to say that until you get the deal done, because you know Wham can start the deal. You know what I'm saying? The people only buying your label because of Wham. They not buying your label because no motherfucking Migos. Them nigga in the red. Them nigga ain't making no money, huh? Watch out. Nigga in the red. You know what I'm saying? Like, one or two of them done bought their shit back from your ass anyway. Done gave your ass 15, 20 million of they little hard-earned money. Bought their shit back. So you definitely got all them anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, you 100% wrong. I wouldn't ever do no shit like that. Especially to no nigga like Wham. That nigga started.
And I think that was Offset that bought his shit out, because remember, Offset wanted to go solo, or I wouldn't say go solo, but he wanted to release a solo album outside of QC. He didn't want QC reaping any financial benefits off his music. Remember, before he put that solo album out, in what year was that? 2022? With the song with Cardi B on it, Jealous and all that stuff on there. Remember, the previous year, he had started releasing singles, and then he put his whole rollout on pause because QC wasn't letting him go. And he said, man, I already done bought my contract out. I done gave you the money. We done already had conversations about this shit. Why y'all still trying to invade and encroach is the word I was looking for. Why y'all trying to still encroach on my solo music? So they took some time, had to get this shit in order. And unfortunately, in the time between, we lost Takeoff. You know what I'm saying? So when he said one or two of them niggas bought their shit back, there you go.
He really solid. That's one nigga I can say in this world that's really, really solid. He not gonna cross you out. He ain't doing none of that. That nigga says Scooter Braun. DM'd him, said, yo, bro, let's have a meeting. He told Scooter Braun, shit, I'm gonna bring P. Scooter Braun like, you ain't gonna need to bring P. Wham like, man, I don't really be doing that with Scooter Braun. He told Wham that. Wham like, I don't really be doing no business with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That my big homie, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never doing that with bro. Like, shout out part of everything I do. Scooter Braun like, okay, cool. He stopped him Wham and hit P. P went straight and took the meeting without Wham. Hey, I talked to Wham.
Man, watch out. So Scooter Braun wanted to bring Lil Baby over into the fold, right? Lil Baby being loyal to P, being loyal to the soil, being loyal to who put him on, and you know, he is rich now. He said, man, I can't take no meetings. I don't do nothing excluding Big Homie. Scooter Braun says, okay. So then he goes and hits up P directly. Next thing you know, Scooter Braun buys the entire label. He wanted to do a deal with you. You wasn't trying to move. So he said, okay. I could have put some M's in your pocket, but since you ain't want to come over here, I'll work out a deal to get you and the rest of the label. And now Coach K and P no longer run QC. They're like part of advisory, you know what I'm saying? They part of different divisions of the company, but they're not overseeing the music portion any longer, allegedly, because Leave It to Young Miami, they were telling her music was shit when she was trying to go solo. I had no idea I wasn't even in the motherfucking corner, man. Shit.
I said, you think he gonna give you 75 million or 100 million? He like, shit. I'm like, be always real. Do you think he gonna give you 75 to 100 million on that deal? Be always real. He like, hell no, I don't think that nigga gonna do it right like that. But Scooter Braun offered Wham 150 million. Scooter Braun told Wham, I want to buy your rights. So I'm gonna give you 150 million. Wham tell this nigga, nah, I'm cool. I gotta bring Pete to the meeting. Man, that nigga went straight around Wham and called Pete and bought the whole label from Pete. The whole conversation started from Scooter Braun trying to buy Lil Wham, trying to buy him out of the deal too. He wanted to buy Wham out of the deal. Like, I want you to be with me. Wham like, shit, you gotta talk to Pete.
Now y'all know Scooter Braun is also a snake. Taylor Swift was on Scooter Braun's motherfucking head for years because he went and bought Big Machine while she was still over there. That's why she couldn't initially get her masters back, because he had bought the label while she was there. He became in control of her shit. Therefore, she had to go re-record her music and get it back through that way. You know what I mean? So he be out here doing weird shit. I won't even say weird shit. He's a businessman through and through. If the opportunity is there, he gonna snake you, right? Scooter Braun did the same shit with one of these distribution companies, which I won't name, that I used to work with once upon a time. They had let all these independent artists come sign up, distribute their music through them, all this shit, right? They had thousands upon thousands of indie artists. Scooter Braun and his investment firm come in. They come by the distribution company. Next thing you know, they say, hey, all you guys gotta go. All right? We're only going to keep the artists on here that are performing the highest. If your music is not reaching a certain threshold, you have to go find another place to distribute your music, and you're going to have to find a new distribution home for the existing music that you've already released through us, which is a little bit of a headache of having to go through backdoor channels to get your music that's already released re-registered via another company to where, you know, your shit don't get lost. And when he bought the company out, they did a mass exodus of motherfuckers. So he be definitely on that type of wave. And I think Thug said it was like a $300-something million deal. Wham, as in Lil Baby, could have got 150 on his own. He walked away basically with nothing. So now all of this happens. He done called P a rat, and he said he snaked you out your money, sold the label under your nose when you could have went and got a solo deal. Now we got Lil Baby talking about, or his label talking about, Lil Baby's gonna retire from music. Do I think he's actually going to retire from music? No. He had a whole album that he was planning on dropping. He decided to postpone the album. Then he decided to do some shit called The Leaks. Now it looks like The Leaks is on indefinite hold as well because the date that it was supposed to drop came and went. And now we're hearing that he may not be putting out music at all. Once again, like I said at the top of the video, I think this is a tactic. I think this is him threatening to retire from music in order to get out of that QC contract because, again, now that Thug's words have gone public, disparaging P as a quote-unquote rat and for allegedly snaking him out that deal, now he no longer wants to be there. Because he was fine dropping music. He dropped the album at the top of the year with them, no problem. He been dropping music with them for the last few years, no problem. The shit with P allegedly telling the police about whatever happened about the person who killed his folks. That story been out for years. And Lil Baby never had a problem with it. Didn't. You know what I'm saying? They put a whole documentary out talking about how P and Lil Baby was fam and how they got him out the hood and wanted him to be like the next superstar in hip hop. There was no issues. But now all of a sudden these Young Thug calls leak. This interview comes out. Now he don't want to do music with them niggas no more. Come on. Grow up, man. Grow up. You done made it this far in life. You done made all these M's. You're already on the decline as far as your musical output. The fans have already been saying you've been making the same song for the last 3-4 albums any fucking way. So you threatening to retire really ain't hurting nobody but yourself. You might as well continue to serve the people that are still riding with you. But that's how I see it. Now, let's get into Rich Homie Quan's father talking about how the whole Rich Gang, Young Thug situation fell apart, at least from their side, as in Rich Homie Quan and his dad, because his dad is or was his manager and still manages his musical estate after he passed. Rest in peace to Rich Homie, by the way.
Did you ever meet Young Thug?
I met Thug before, yes.
Okay.
I did meet
so
Thug
did y'all have
before.
a personal relationship or just in passing? Or?
No, early on in their careers, we had a personal relationship.
Okay, cool.
But like I said, man, like I tend to stay out of certain things because
Right.
I don't want to be like, too overbearing or overprotective. You
Yeah.
understand? It's just like you have kids, man. One day they gonna walk out that door without you, man.
Yes.
You pray and hope everything go all right.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
give you the
saying?
tools you can use.
Yeah. And I feel like not only on Thug side, but Quan too, bro, was attitude and egos,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like Thug daddy reached out to me, Big Jeff.
Yeah, Big Jeff. Yeah.
Offered a conversation, bro. Let's try to bring these boys back together. But the attitudes and egos, we wanted it.
Right.
But the attitude and egos, we tried, bro.
For real.
But,
What
yeah.
year was this? Recently or
No, that
when it
was,
first kicked, y'all were trying to get in the middle of the fire.
No, it was some years it went by, and
Right.
Jeff reached out to me.
Try to make it
Monte
happen.
was like, man, Jeff want to talk to you, and I called him.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, let's try to bring these boys back together. But the attitude and egos was so big.
All right. So to set the stage, this is Rich Homie Quan's father, Corey. And he's saying in the thick of the Rich Gang thing, which of course is Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan, Birdman, and some ancillary niggas, right? They got hit records out. Lifestyle is going crazy. Rich Homie's going crazy. The walkthrough shit. It was a fucking era. It was a time. And I ain't gonna lie, Rich Homie Quan's movement out here in Atlanta, I mean, it was everywhere, but in Atlanta was fucking stupid. When Type of Way hit out there, bit, man, I wasn't even big on trap shit. He was like my entry point. I was listening to trap niggas here and there, but when his shit hitting the clubs, that Type of Way, nigga, that shit hit me some type of way. I ain't gonna lie. I said, damn. Then he had that mixtape, I Ain't Never Gonna Stop Going In or whatever the fuck. I said, damn. But anyway, he says that ego got in the way of them mending their issues. Right? And so much so that Young Thug's father, Big Jeff, reached out to him to try to run interference to say, all right, we got to do something about this, man. These two young brothers, they coming out the A, they killing it. And the peak of their career was together, them standing side by side. What do we got to do to fix this shit, to get them back on one page? And unfortunately, it never happened, right? So Rich Homie's father is going to go into further detail as to why there was division and separation to begin with.
We couldn't do it.
Right.
But as fathers, we attempted, man. You
Yeah.
follow me? We didn't turn a blind eye to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, I wanted to find a resolution, man. You
Yeah,
follow me? Like,
yeah.
at the end of the day, we couldn't come to one. But me and Jeff did try.
Right. I seen because Thug just had his interview with GQ, and he spoke on Rich Homie Quan.
Okay,
so
I
they
hadn't
asked
seen the
him.
interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, they asked him, what was his relationship with Quan after he has died, and what was his relationship and what happened with the Rich Gang era. And Thug basically said that it was Rich Homie Quan's decision not to want to continue to kind of do the music, but then he said that for him it didn't matter. He would have kept doing the music because they were still dropping solo projects or something. And he framed it at the end and basically said, sometimes we make mistakes. And what's your thoughts on just that?
So my thoughts on that, hindsight, being a dad, being a protector. Loom, I was instrumental in that, okay? And the reason I was instrumental is because it was a lot of paperwork that wasn't completed, man. You understand? And had conversations with Bird in regards to the paperwork, and we were gonna do this and do that. Never got taken care of.
Yeah.
And I knew.
Once again, Birdman and Cash Money. The downfall of the artist. So these guys were riding high, putting out some of the biggest hits of their fucking life and careers. Behind the scenes, you got Mr. Corey here working on behalf of his child, his son. And he's saying, hold up, man. We moving, but y'all not moving with the paperwork, which is infamously done over there with Birdman and Cash Money. We've talked ad nauseum on this channel about how Drake's contract was caught up with Cash Money for the first 10, 13 years of his career, where there was literally escrow holding money because the people who put him on, as in Jazz Prince and the Prince family, were not being properly compensated for bringing Drake to them. We know about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was out here fucked up. Jay-Z had to literally come bail him out because he wasn't being paid off of his music. You know what I'm saying? Manny Fresh left because of money. Juvenile left because of money. I think even BG left. All the whole label fell apart, partially because of money and personal issues. Wendy Day helped them get that massive Cash Money deal with Universal. He never paid Wendy Day. She sued him, took him to court. He said, I don't give a fuck. You can sue me. I don't give a fuck what the judge say. You're never going to get that motherfucking money from me. You're going to have to come get it out, take it in blood. And there were some people out there that was willing to do it. It's crazy, man.
Like, I understand Thug being an artist, like, hey, man, I'm just going to do the music. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I wanted them to do the music, right? But I just wanted them to be compensated.
Right.
And I wanted them to have their fair splits as far as, the music was concerned.
Right.
And like when you see songs doing all these big numbers, but it's not being accounted for the proper way, that's when my responsibility as a manager and a dad come in. Like, hey, man, these boys got something special. Let's just handle this.
Right.
And we could go on.
Right.
But when this one being handled, I had to advise Quan.
Step away.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, the business ain't being handled.
And Quan only spoke about that on my platform in detail. He really got into the Birdman and what you talked about, like the numbers and yo, the paperwork wasn't right, man. Like the splits wasn't right. And then we did get into the release of a lot of the records they done. It was like start to leak it from some of those engineers, which devalues, you know, the project in a tremendous amount. But yeah, I think do you think you made the right decision with that?
I stand on it because I stand on business, man. I stand on business. I mean, like, and even like when me and Fly talked about the TIG litigations, bro, I never asked for nothing that wasn't in black and white.
And for anybody that doesn't know what he's talking about when he says TIG is Thick as a Game, that is the label that brought Rich Homie Quan to the forefront, brought YFN Lucci to the forefront, even brought Trinidad James once upon a time to the forefront, right? But Rich Homie got the fuck on. You know? They sued. They felt they weren't being compensated properly over there. So you got to think, as a father, if I'm managing my son, we already did one deal that wasn't being executed properly. And now we got this situation where we're working with Birdman and Cash Money and Young Thug and all these people excelling, at least on a public level, numbers level, notoriety level. But where is the money going? So I can understand his hesitance to be like, hey man, we're not about to do this again. We already got a situation over here. I'm not finna have our money caught up with y'all niggas too. Where do we eat? Where do we get ours?
So you asking to honor what's already there.
Just honor what's here, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just account to us in a timely manner.
Yes.
But you know, like when you have artists, they so into the hoopla, they ain't think about the real bags. But me being a man of numbers, hey man, listen, Quan, you can have that show money. Yeah. But I'm trying to solidify you and your kids' future with this other money, man.
That's the real paper.
That's the real bag.
When your body stop moving that's the mailbox
when you ain't
money.
Hot no more.
Yeah.
That's them deposits coming in for the rest of your kids' life.
Yeah.
You understand? So do I regret it? No, not at all. What I do? Listen, man, I was raised by a man.
Yeah.
And and I told Quan this, we not going through this for TIG for whatever reasons or motive you may have.
Yeah.
We standing on the paperwork that you signed. And guess what? If I'm asking you to honor your responsibilities, it's only right that I ask TIG to honor theirs.
Always.
That's all it was, bro.
Yeah.
And it was the same way with the Rich Gang situation.
Yeah.
I just wanted the paperwork right. Because I know in America, bro, if it ain't in black and white, what do you have? Nothing.
Yeah, yeah. You just talking.
You just talk like I can't do nothing without paperwork. Right. That's all. And guess what?
And that was your approach in this business, which is the label's approach.
Believe it.
That's they
gonna have you to sign 100 pieces of document, bro. And guess what? We get upset if you don't say, let me go get a few days to go over this. I want to understand what I'm signing.
Yes.
And all I wanted was an understanding because, like, I didn't think that I would be responsible for my grandkids being okay the rest of their lives. So guess what? That's why that was did back then for a time like now.
Right. That's why the universe is perfect.
Believe that.
You see what I'm saying? See how the universe is perfect, bro. You were fighting for something you knew his kid were gonna need before you even knew this was gonna happen.
That's what. And guess what? Man, listen, it wasn't. That's all it was, man. Yeah. I was doing what I thought was right for my kids, man, and for the work that Quan had put in.
Right.
I don't do nothing without paperwork now, man.
Yeah.
All right. So that is Rich Homie Quan's father talking about how business is ultimately what drew the division between Rich Homie Quan, Young Thug, Rich Gang. There could have been so many more hits, so many more mixtapes, albums that could have came from that. But unfortunately, the business just was not there. It wasn't ironed out. And it sounded like Birdman and them weren't actually trying to, put any pep in their step to iron it out. Therefore, they had to make their way out. Now, basically what he was saying is Quan damn near wanted to stay, damn near wanted to keep making the music, because as an artist, you're in the studio, you catching vibes, you having a great time, you getting your show money, you got chains, you like shit, nigga. Why would I not? But then he's also getting advice from his father to say, yo, slow down. We got to think about your future. We got to think about where this could end up. Because, yeah, y'all making hits. But what is a hit worth if you're not going to eat off it? And he said, I had no idea that I'll be in a situation like now where he loses his son. And he is now responsible for his son's music, his income, and everything to be passed down to his grandchildren. My heart goes out to Mr. Corey, and once again, rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan, man. One of my favorites from that era, I gotta say. And he was dropping some good music the last couple years before he passed too. Like, a lot of people were overlooking his drops, but he was kind of hitting a nice stride them last couple years too, leading up to, unfortunately, his untimely demise. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to let me know how y'all feel about Lil Baby allegedly, closing the curtain on rapping. I don't think too many people miss him, but he does have fans. So let me know. And let me know what you think about that segment I just showed y'all with Rich Homie Quan's father, talking about how the whole thing with Young Thug, Rich Gang, Birdman, etc. went south, and how they had to make their ultimate exit because the paperwork was not being handled correctly. All right. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be good out there. Peace.
Ain't no way to stop it when a nigga poppin'. Pull up, start a problem, I got plenty options. Homies from the project, we the trending topic. I got bennies in my wallet, fuck your benny honest. All I could get, flooded the nile and I flooded my wrist. Tell me I rap for the glamour and glitz. Got on my shit, now they ran me on list. Filling my pocket, I'm taking a trip. Call me a genie, I'm filling my wish. When it come down to me and get in my bag, I gotta get it, I pay for the lift. I got a baby, we coming legit. Roll with the big dogs. I need my cut like fit now. But it got shot like Sim car. Married to the game like in-laws. Do what I please, move with the breeze, right to believe. Shawty, she love me, she coming to tease. Ready the haters, we cutting the weeds. Give me my space, oh man. Got me a taste, oh man. Flooded the face, I'm running a race, I cover the bases, all down. Nigga, don't try me, I'm on my square. Cardiac diamonds, I want me a pill. Treat all this money like I got a meal. Everything closer than it might appear, yeah. Bitch, I got my mask on now, watch your germs here. I've been getting paid since the first time on my third tip. Popping on the net, fuck a local, I got turf here. Fucking with the squad, we gon' put y'all in some merch, yeah.